What up, world? Charles Brown back again with another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and hit the notification. All right, man, DaBaby, man, back in hot water, right? By now, you have probably seen the quote unquote surface video of DaBaby, right? Rapper DaBaby's claim of self defense when he shot and killed Jalen Craig in a North Carolina Walmart in 2018. There's a lot to unpack with this. So apparently, the magazine Rolling Stone has uncovered, quote unquote, again, uncovered footage of the 2018 video of DaBaby shooting and killing a man in the Walmart, which has now become infamous for his legacy of being a shoot first, ask questions later, don't run up on me type of dude, right? And up until a few months ago, when he said something against the, I'm not going to say, well, it was LGBTQ, but he also said something against, I can't remember the other group of people he offended, right? But since then, it's been a call to crush this man for some reason. I understand that what he said was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I did a video at the time. I'm like, that's absolutely insane. And I get it that he thinks he's still on a lower level in these small venues. But once you become the highest paid rapper, you know what I'm saying, on the planet at one point, he was doing all these festivals, top billing, one of the biggest rappers in the world, had songs with Dua Lipa and all these other major pop stars. Once you became that, the stuff that used to work in the little clubs in the hood, that ain't gonna work no more, right? He didn't know that. He learned that. And he learned it in a serious way because it's been like a year or so that he's been trying to rebuild his name and get his credibility back. And he keeps having these altercations with people. And the newest one was him fighting his own artist, apparently, supposedly, an artist named Wisdom, if I'm not mistaken. He starts fighting him in the hallway of what appears to be a arena or concert hall or wherever they was at, right? They looked like they was at a basketball arena or something, a stadium, wherever. And he starts to swing on this guy. They start fighting. This is his own artist. And people are like, here we go again. DaBaby's jumping on somebody, trying to sucker punch him, da-da-da. People have a hatred, a fever of DaBaby right now. Jay-Z said it best. When they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. They hate you, then they love you, then they hate you again. All that good stuff. And right now, we're seeing the hatred, right? So this video supposedly surfaced, and you get to watch. I wasn't going to watch it at first, right? I wasn't going to watch it. Like, I don't want to see a man die, but you don't see anybody die. So you're not watching a man die. The only reason I ended up watching it was because when the narrative came out, when they changed the narrative to they want to reopen the case. The headline was "Calls on Twitter now are urging police to reopen the case of the baby's infamous Walmart shooting." So I'm like, reopen a case that he already had all his charges dropped? Reopen a case that they claim was self-defense, that he claimed was self-defense? Reopen a case that they said he was getting robbed, it was a robbery attempt, right? Reopen a case that they pretty much have absolved this man and he's moved on and had a tremendous career after the fact. What's that? 4 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago when this happened, right? I'm trying to figure out why now? Why the hate now? Why does videos drop right now? Right? You got to ask yourself, who wanted this video to be dropped right now? Who had this video? Why was it never dropped before? Right? When it was all good, I never heard of this video. I never seen this video. But now that he said what he said, and now they hate him, they don't want him nowhere near anything. It's like you can't, in this society, you don't get forgiven. You're one thing forever. The rest of your life, you said it, you own it, the rest of your life, 50 years, we don't care. You cannot do anything else. You cannot work. You can't earn a dollar. You're done for the rest of your life because you said one thing one time, one day, right? So apparently him getting banished from all these festivals and all this stuff is not enough. Now they want to throw this man in jail, right? I watched the video. You have all these interpretations. First of all, if somebody not telling you what's happening, you don't know what's happening. Let's just start there. If you're not looking at a complete breakdown, they got arrow, they got a pointed arrow to this and a pointed arrow to that, and circle this and circle that. And this guy had a gun, that guy had a. Even if you watch this video and they tell you everything that's going on, I went on Twitter, and I even said it on my Twitter page. I said, when I commented on one of the videos, I said, I just read 10 different interpretations from 10 different people about what's going on in this video. How is a jury supposed to see what's going on in the video? Why do you think they dropped the charge? They had the video from day one. They never, ever not had this video. So now all of a sudden, 4 or 5 years later, the internet detectives, right? The same ones that said they knew who killed XXXTentacion pointed this kid out for weeks. That they was on his Twitter calling him a murderer. He didn't even do it. These are the same ones, right? Same ones that pointed out who did what. It's 50-50 toss-up that they right or wrong, right? Now they want the case reopened. Why? Did you know this young man? Did you know? You knew? Everybody knew that Baby shot and killed the man before they heard any of his music. Most people didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was till they put him up on Vlad TV saying he shot and killed somebody in a Walmart. I didn't know who he was. There was this one video of him checking and he was supposed to get the guy standing out. He was at a house doing a video shoot with a bunch of chicks and some guys on the street telling him, "Did you check in? Did you check in?" They were like, he's like, I don't check in nowhere, bro. He's like, if it's a problem, it's a problem, but I don't check in nowhere. And then dudes ain't do nothing to him and the video moved on. That's what made him go viral back then, by standing up, right? And now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not the biggest Baby fan. I don't buy his music. I don't go around wearing his t-shirts and going to his concerts, right? But I see a public, for lack of a better word, right? This is what I would call a lynching, right? And to understand what I mean, you may not like DaBaby. You may not like none of his music. You may think he's whack. You may hate him for what he said. Yada, 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 yada. Even though he apologized, you may hate him for what, still hate him for what he said. And you may think he tries to fight too much, he's too angry. I think he tries to fight too much and too angry. For a man with this much money, but to say you need to reopen the case and send him to jail for murder. The only reason you could be saying reopen the case is because you see new evidence that would convict him. There's no reason to open up a case that you don't think he's guilty. So apparently you want him to go to jail, right? I love the people who watch the video and it's like, it's clearly he's the aggressor. I'm looking at a news site right now. It's called The Wrap. And their headline is literally, DaBaby was aggressor in fatal shooting of Jalen Craig. New security video reveals. I watched the video. I can't tell who the aggressor is. I'm not going to watch this 15 times to figure out what's going on. If the cops drop the case, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. You're going through it, looking through a fine-tooth comb. First of all, your life not in danger. You're not in that Walmart with your family, right? You see all the time, rapper got killed doing this, rapper got killed doing that. Oh, where was his boys? Too late for all the talking. He's gone, right? Split second. King Von, split second decision. He's gone. He jumped an old boy saw him, shot him, pow, boom. Video 20 seconds long. Dude, life over, right? How long do you get to think this stuff through? How long is he supposed to decide who got a gun, who don't, who's aggressive, who's not, who wants smoke, who don't, who's going to hit my kid? His kids was with him. How long do you get to decide that? How much thinking do you get? Right? You're well-known, at that time, in that community, he was well-known. He wasn't well-known nationally, but he was known in that community. And apparently these guys recognized him. And you know what these kids are doing these days when they recognizing you, right? You watch Atlanta with Paperboy. When Paperboy was lost, he was walking through them woods and he got out the woods. He came to some like convenience store. He walked up on some kids and they was just talking. They was like, wait, ain't you Paperboy? And they was like laughing. Yeah, you Paperboy. They was like, run everything. Everything. They robbed him. Just because he was Paperboy. Now, that's not fiction. That will happen in real life. Right? You can name a lot of rappers who got their chain on the world tour just because they was a rapper. So how long does he get to think about is this going to be legal? Is this enough aggression towards me and my family? Should I wait to find out if these guys are really going to harm me and everyone here? How long do you get to decide that? You're looking at this thing on with a fine-tooth comb, watching it 10, 15, 20 times in a row, making your decision. Right? And somebody somewhere decided to release this ain't no release just because they want justice. Let me just say that for you. This was not released for justice. This was released to get this dude. Now, the best thing he can do is be quiet. That's the best thing he can do. They dropped the charges. Everything was smooth. Leave it alone. Don't go on social media drumming it up, because that's going to give his family ammunition to start demanding it get opened up again. Now you're sitting on trial. That's what happened to R. Kelly, right? He's throwing it up in their face. He's acting like he's untouchable. Now he's sitting in jail, right? They put enough pressure on these cops, which again, this video is not enough pressure, but the tweets and the ats from angry whatever people at the cops all day and all night going to get somebody to be like, enough is enough. Somebody's going to get irritated enough to go investigate this again. And that's what they want. People sitting at home with nothing better to do. They would love to see this man in jail. Right? They would love to see another man in jail. I'm just keeping it a buck. They would love it. It'll make their heart beat with pride. I got him arrested. I got him locked up. I got him off the streets. For what? Right? These would be the same people coming after Dave Chappelle with something old, trying to get him in prison. And would high-five each other because of what he said. Right? It is getting to be a point where people are getting, I don't even know what the word is. It's not unfairly attacked, because some of the things have consequences. But some of the things are just people's opinion, right? And you're getting, people want to take your whole livelihood from you, right? From having a different opinion about something that is not 100% one way or the other on anybody's mind. So these people are releasing an old tape to drum up some new charges on a man that they didn't care about a year ago. Right? Didn't care about this guy a year ago. A lot of them didn't even know who he was. They got the headline, the little clickbait of what he said, and now they forever hate him. Right? He's the poster child for everything wrong with their own life. It's him. We got to get this guy. And now by him fighting his artist, again, it shows. I was reading the comments. People are like, well, I don't know if he did it or not, but you can tell that he's a hothead who likes to start stuff and run up on people, so I wouldn't put it past him. So that's what murder is? Cause you're easily like to defend yourself. You're not with none of the bullshit. So now you must be a murderer. Right? It's like people living in these worlds that's not even real anymore. All of a sudden, just because you are someone who definitely not for the bullshit, right? It's just some people that's just not for it in every community. Even in the LGBTQ, it's one of them guys ain't having it. It's with smoke all day, all night. He gonna box head, he gonna knock people out, no matter what his orientation is. Does that make him a murderer? Like, you got to start thinking this stuff through. I've seen some tough ass, I've seen them. They not to play with. Right? Don't mean they murderers, bro. So when you start slapping that on people just because you sitting at home on your phone and you can say whatever you want to say, It's real world consequences to that. Now, this guy got enough money to hire lawyers and do whatever, but it's silly. Let me put it like this. I don't know what happened in the Walmart. I watched the tape 3 times. I still don't know. You're not going to tell me you watched that tape and you got it all figured out. Let's go. Let's give him 20 years. From that grainy, fuzzy, garbage clip of a tape with no sound, you got all that you need to know? You're biased. You went in wanting to see what you wanted to see because there ain't nothing there showing me that this guy is right, wrong, and different. I don't know who did what. I can't tell from that tape. I just see some dudes scuffling a little bit, and I see him go pick up something off the ground and shoot it. I can't tell you what happened, who did what first. Some people saying the guy pulled out. Some people saying he never had a gun. Everybody's saying what they want to say. Everybody's saying whatever they want to say. End of the day, the cops are saying there was a gun there, and they don't know who gun it was. It is what it is. When you peel back all the facts, there was a gun near his body when he died, but they're saying people like that's not his gun. So, end of the day, enough evidence needs to be there to convict the man to even open a case. They don't want to lose cases. They don't want to open up cases to lose them, because then they'll come back and sue the state for false charges, right? Or they'll just look silly. End of the day, I don't see this case getting reopened, but the visceral, the hatred is there. This shows you the lengths they're trying to go. They're trying to give this man life in prison. They want him to burn. You need to understand why, right? People calling for this thing to be reopened have an agenda. People releasing this tape have an agenda, and Rolling Stone has an agenda. Now, like I said, I don't know one way or the other what this man did on that tape. I could barely tell what's happening. But at the end of the day, somebody wants you to feel like he's a murderer and they want him to go to jail for life. Ask yourself why. When it was all good last year. This story been out. Dave Chappelle even talked about this a year ago and nothing happened. Now, it's the tape. The tape is out and now let's go back to jail. I don't know. Give my comments. Let me know what you think. Did you see something conclusive on that tape? Do you think he needs to get this case? They need to reopen this case against him, and he's a sure shot murderer? I don't know. You let me know in the comments, man. CLBMG networks. We got Clash. We got Don't Get Emotional. Whole lot of other new podcasts about to pop up. We about to really go in right now. EssentialVarieties.org. Black-owned soaps. Black-owned company that sells soaps, body wash, condoms, whatever you need. EssentialVarieties.org. Make sure you check it out. And yeah, man, that's it. That's all I got. Peace.
CLB.